Talked to Russia's leader this morning in Moscow ahead of a U.S. deadline to work out a ceasefire in Ukraine or face economic punishment.
Russian officials claim that they're skeptical that new U.S. sanctions will have an impact. Still, if no deal is reached by Friday, President Trump has floated two kinds of consequences: new sanctions on Russian imports to the U.S. and secondary tariffs, meaning tariffs on countries importing Russian energy. And that could impact major players like India and China.
Fox's Alex Hogan. Iran executed a seventh alleged Israeli spy today, accused of helping Israel target a nuclear scientist killed in the June military operation to damage Iran's nuclear program, as Israel defends its war in Gaza amid international criticism of starving Palestinians.
Israel facilitating huge amounts of aid into Gaza. No other country acts this way in war under such difficult circumstances.
That's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar, as Israel considers escalating the war against Hamas to get the remaining hostages released and maybe occupy Gaza. Dozens of Democratic state lawmakers in Texas remain out of state, including Carol Alvarado.
You all heard the game Texas Hold'em. Well, we are literally holding the line on democracy, not just for Texas, but for our nation.
They fled to block a vote on congressional redistricting that could give Republicans 5 more seats in the House in the 2026 elections in Texas. Republican Governor Greg Abbott has filed a lawsuit trying to remove the state House Democratic leader from office. President Trump says,
in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to.
Another immigration detention facility will be built, joining the controversial Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. This one will be in Indiana, called the Speedway Slammer. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox it'll house those ICE arrests.
They will be processed and go through due process.
America's listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
It is day 6 of the manhunt in Montana for Michael Brown, an Army veteran turned suspected quadruple murderer, accused in Friday's shooting at a bar in Anaconda that left 4 people dead.
We absolutely have to assume that he's armed and extremely dangerous. Clearly an unstable individual. He's had access to firearms, numerous firearms in his home, and he used a firearm to commit a really heinous series of crimes.
Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen. A manhunt for another quadruple murder suspect ended in Tennessee. A man suspected in the killing of 4 members of the same family.
Jackson, Tennessee Police Chief Tom Corley said the capture of Austin Drummond Tuesday was phase 1.
The real work starts, and the lengthy work will start at this point.
Community sightings helped lead to Drummond's arrest. He's charged with 4 counts of murder as well as aggravated kidnapping and weapons offenses. The DA for Dyer and Lake counties, Danny Goodman, said now the legal system takes over.
This investigation is going to go on for a good period of time. In addition to that, there will be lots of court appearances, lots of hearings.
Ahead of a trial where the death penalty may be sought. Some alleged accomplices are in custody. Police say there could be more arrests. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Well, they carried out the death penalty in Tennessee the same day Drummond was caught. Convicted killer Byron Black was executed in Nashville, where State Correction Commissioner Frank Strada announced
inmate Black was pronounced dead at 10:43. He had no last words.
Well, no formal last words. Witnesses say Black told a spiritual advisor right after getting the lethal injection that it hurt so badly. Then he sighed and breathed heavy and died. There was controversy over whether a defibrillator implant could cause Black pain in that execution. On Wall Street, we are seeing stock futures on the rise this morning, up more than 100 points for the Dow. This after selling yesterday that dragged the Dow and the Nasdaq both down. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Texas Democrats ready to stay in Illinois as long as it takes to fight their fight against GOP redistricting efforts. A group of Texas Democratic lawmakers and Illinois Democratic Congresswoman Robin Kelly said what is going on in Texas affects the whole country. People allergic to gluten often have a tough decision to make when looking for a restaurant, but a new law in Illinois aims to make it easier for people with celiac disease to dine out and enjoy multiple menu options. Lawmakers say celiac disease affects about 1 in 100 people worldwide. Illinois State Fair expanding tram service. 2 trams will run daily on a dedicated route throughout the 11 days of the fair. Tram riders are free for all fairgoers and handicapped service is available. This year's State Fair kicks off tomorrow. It'll run through August 17th in Springfield. Again, the Illinois State Fair expanding their tram services. The fair has 11 days and the trams run each day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
They still have those lifts. We used to take those lifts around the state fair, a little sky lift.
That's right.
A tram? Oh, there's a little, like a golf cart expanded thing.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Little guy puts a little hat on like a conductor and
I think so.
drives that. Okay.
That sounds fun.
Yeah? Well, maybe it is. Anyway, it's not bad for the state fairs. We kind of wind down August. There's several schools that'll be starting Monday. And the difference between, now and back in the day, everything's air conditioned for the most part.
Right.
Yeah. If your school's not air conditioned, you start later. So yeah, that's just how it works. So
yeah. I would. Where was the air conditioning back when you and I did it a couple of 100 years ago?
No, wasn't there back when we used to walk by ourselves to the schoolhouse. Barefoot backwards in the storm and everything. Mm-hmm. Snow, ice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I used to travel a long way to school on my own. Well, it felt like a long way.
I walked probably half mile probably. Yeah.
Well, I think mine was probably only a couple of 100 yards, but it felt like a long way, man. Yeah.
Especially on test and quiz day, huh?
Yeah, no, exactly. And my sister Mary got a little Surrey. They used to drive around Philo. And, front and the back, and you pedal it and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We're talking vintage art Linkletter stuff. And she got it out, and I'm going, man, I thought that thing was huge. That's itty-bitty. And I remember it was tucked in the garage. And I remember thinking, going, man, who's going to pedal that? That's so big. And it was itty-bitty. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Sometimes rooms are little or bigger than you based on your size.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you go in and you say, I remember that big room, and all of a sudden the room isn't so big.
Right.
Because you were like, 2.5 feet tall.
The house you grew up in, yeah, exactly.
Well, off and running, there's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J. This is meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you there's opportunities to get those physicals, but do it soon for sports and back to school. Find a location near you at carl.org.
All right, sir, what say you for our weather today?
Well, fine, fair day's worth of weather underway across our part of the Corn Belt. Out the door this morning, 67 at Willard and Savoy, 66 Danville, 65 at Bloomington Normal. You get up towards the Kankakee, they're in the mid-60s as well. 72 down St. Louis way. It's pretty quiet morning across our part of the Corn Belt. A couple of sprinkles into Ohio. Nothing around here. Big storms. Another derecho rampaging its way out of the westernmost reaches of the Corn Belt in through eastern Nebraska, northwest and western Iowa at the current time. Then from there northward up to a little south of the Twins, a nice little band of some soaking rainfall. We'll keep an eye on that potential of getting into our neck of the woods late in the weekend, early next week. Until then, slow day-to-day temperature recovery, bit of a pickup on humidity, and feeling like it ought to be here for the mid to late stretches of summertime here in this month of August. Up to 85, sun-filled mid and late morning, a little patchy ground fog in spots early on, and a few fair weather clouds this afternoon. Overnight readings tonight, fair and 66, mostly sunny, turning a little more humid tomorrow afternoon, the high at about 87. Then it's a hot and humid Friday, the high with sunshine to around 90, 92 Saturday, maybe an isolated thunderstorm Sunday at 91, then better than even odds for a couple of clusters of showers and thunderstorms here. Monday, Tuesday next week, daytime temperatures and a humid environment to the upper 80s, slightly drier air the middle part of next week, still slightly above average temperatures into the upper 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much. Here we go. It is, I'll squint here. August 6th.
August 6th, Stevie.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. Brother Johnny will pop in here in just a little bit. We've got, our Assistant Attorney General of the United States, Ed Martin, formerly of the Phyllis Schlafly Group. I've talked to for years. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous because It appears his government job is more important than us. Just a little. Quit what you're doing. What are you doing?
You've got a radio segment on Wednesday morning.
Exactly.
Come on.
No, listen, he's got his hands full for sure. So anyway, we'll touch on that. Got a few headlines here. A woman on the Pat McAfee show talked about Illinois football that I want you to hear.
Excellent.
Yeah, you'll like what you hear.
Okay.
And as Johnny told everyone yesterday, he's glad I'm not a player because I would get in the fetal position.
Right.
Dealing with the pressure of expectation.
That's right.
No, I think, I'm convinced we're a good football team. It's just that we haven't had the thing where you do it 2 years in a row.
Right.
Okay. I'm just saying. So wouldn't it be unbelievable if both Illinois and Ohio State were 6-0? But again, I jump. My only game of the year actually is Western Illinois.
That's right. The one right in front of us, August 29th at 6:30.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I care about, because if you don't win that, it's over.
That's right.
It's kind of, if you don't win that, it's over.
We're already talking about basketball in late August.
Exactly. Good luck with it. Good luck with dealing with that, Mr. Fetal position.
Exactly.
It's great. It's exciting. We just haven't been trained. When Lou Henson got to Illinois, we were bad. I mean, Gene Bartow from University of Alabama, Birmingham, taking over for Harv Schmidt. And we were just not a good basketball team, so Gene Bartow in 1975 was here a year, and then they hired this guy from New Mexico State. Where? How'd they find him way down there? Mm-hmm. And his name was Lou Henson, and he came in, got us to the NIT eventually, and then all of a sudden in the 80s, they belonged to the Illini.
That's right.
And we made tournament after tournament, so you got used to expecting, and then we got used to wearing that shirt.
The Flying Illini.
Yep. So you got all of that. Our success has been pretty steady since about 1979 when we beat Magic Johnson in Michigan State here with Eddie Johnson and that shot. Anyway, that's what we want to be with football.
Yeah.
It's just inexplicable how we haven't been able to string stuff together. So Mr. Bilma is the guy stringing the popcorn, and we'll do it every single year because that's kind of the ante if you want to play big-time NIL football.
Yeah.
Anyway, heard the kid from Mount Zion, really good tight end, Mississippi and Illinois right there. We offered him $60,000, which isn't bad if Brett only offers the newbies $150 max, $60 for a tight end. Mississippi gave him $360.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I guess where he's going. Wouldn't you?
I guess. Is it Braden Trimble?
Whatever the Mount Zion guy.
A highly sought-after recruit.
And it's, I don't know how many coaches are doing what Brett Bielema is. He'd said I don't go over 150 for the first guys no matter what, because how do the guys that are, I get it.
Wide receiver from Mount Zion.
He's a tight end. The guy's
okay, this is a different person.
Anyway, but so that's what we do. But some guys are getting millions coming in, and they're 17. They just got their driver's license. And you want to? And what is the guy that's been there 3.5 years working on trying to, and he's getting $10,000? There's got to be some envy, right?
I can't imagine.
I can't either.
This kind of stuff going on
with the
besides
hormones.
Focus on the game.
With the hormones and fast cars, you want to give a teenager that kind of money? Anyway, here we go with sports headlines 714.
And we do have some football players that have recently made the Doak Walker watch list for a couple of running backs amongst 103 players. That's Caden Bagan out of Atwood and Aiden Laufrey, Gibson City, Melbourne Sibley back in the day. Both of them.
Well, they pick 103. So there's 300 D1 schools. Still good for both our guys. They're both good. It's awesome.
Yes. And we'll see what happens. Of course, all doing their fall workouts and things like that right now. So all the best. It looks like Mount Zion's 4-star tight end was J.C. Anderson.
Yeah, I think he went to Mississippi.
Ole Miss.
Just
over Illinois.
What about our chemistry department? What about our engineering campus? What about our business school?
What?
But anybody talking like academics anymore? That's why I appreciate the term student athlete, but particularly for the star players, it isn't about academics.
Man.
Right? I mean, it's about how much can I make?
I just think about trying to put together $500 for my first beat-up Nova from 1972. The Beast. Man, that was a great car.
Yeah.
But, all I was focusing on was I want to get my own vehicle.
Nova got about 8 miles a gallon, too. Suck that V8 in there, right?
LA Dodgers beat the St. Louis Cardinals 12-6 yesterday. Here's details.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Dodger Stadium, ugly. Bunch of home runs. Max Muncy homered early, actually homered a second time. Teoscar Hernandez also homered twice for the Dodgers. Not a good start for Miles Michaelis. Cardinals bullpen also pretty shaky. Not a good outing for Ryan Fernandez or Andre Granillo.
Well, it was Muncy with a 4-for-5 game, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Hernandez 3-for-5, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Mookie Betts broke out of an 0-for-22, 3-for-4, a double and 3 runs scored as the Dodgers poured it on.
12 runs on 17 hits and several extra base hits.
Miles Michaelis took the loss with the win, going to Emmett Sheehan. It's Ohtani against Liberatore, a pair of left-handers today. We're on the air at 2:15. Ricky has the lineups at 3. I'll bring you the first pitch at 3:10 Central Time.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Cincinnati beat the Cubs 5-1.
What's up with that?
Well, I know.
2 in a row. Chicago, Milwaukee quit losing, remember? They're 4 out now.
Mm-hmm.
They got a 5-game series with Milwaukee, but they're going to get too far behind. Wow.
I know.
That's not good. Good for the Reds, but
right.
so good for the Cubbies. They need to win today.
So we have a day game at 1:20 over on US 105.9. LA Angels over the Chicago White Sox 8-3, and that series continues at 8:40. White Sox are 42-71 on the season, but they're not in the basement like the Colorado Rockies. It's essentially sports.
Yeah. Well, again, all eyes on a week to 3 weeks from Friday. It's a Friday game, as you know, Western Illinois. We get it going, and it's here. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Let's go.
Just looked up the Colorado Rockies are 30-83.
I think it's better than the White Sox last year. Didn't the White Sox? I don't think the White Sox got out of 20 wins. 23, 26. So they should feel good about themselves.
At the end, the White Sox fans are like, let's just lose so we can break the record of losses.
I don't think I'd want that no matter what.
I know.
But just think being on that ball team. It'd be kind of hard.
Right, not motivated.
Every day. Yeah. Our weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Lots of options for the kids with the play days in the park tomorrow after 5:30 at Blair Park, if you want to check that out. Teen volunteering days, summer fitness on Saturday mornings. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Okay, great Stever. That's coming up next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and Vicinity. Pretty quiet weather pattern. Slow day-to-day increase in temperatures. Some typical early August heat and humidity getting factored into the equation come Friday into the weekend, but better than usual opportunities to generate a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late in the weekend, early next week as well. For the day-to-day, sunny to partly cloudy skies, a little patchy ground fog around here for the next couple of hours. Afternoon temperatures right on target for the time of year at 85 on just the slightest of a northeast to east wind flopping around into the southeast. Overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to about 66 for the day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, turning a bit more humid in the afternoon as winds turn light southerly and a high at about 87. Upper 60s tomorrow night and a hot and more humid sun-filled Friday, the high at about 90, 92 on Saturday. Could be a thunderstorm late Sunday at 91, then better than even odds for a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Monday and Tuesday. Still humid with daytime temperatures into the upper 80s. For Steve VJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walt Disney's earnings are stronger than expected, though its revenue for the quarter, the money it takes in, only matched forecasts. It made 15% less from its TV networks. Disney Plus and Hulu added subscribers. Spending was up at Disney's parks despite new competition from Comcast Epic Universe, located near Walt Disney World in Orlando. McDonald's shares up more than 2.5%. Earnings and revenue were stronger than forecast in the recent quarter, and sales rose. Traffic to restaurants is down, but customers are buying more per visit. The return of the snack wraps and the Minecraft Happy Meal helped. Uber technology shares are down 3%, even though Uber's earnings were upbeat. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
I'm Benjamin Hall, Fox News senior correspondent and New York Times best-selling author, and I'm searching for heroes. Every Monday, I'll speak with a few silent but noteworthy heroes, everyday people who illuminate stories of compassion and are true embodiments of heroism. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast, Searching for Heroes with Benjamin Hall, wherever you download podcasts, and please leave a rating and a review.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
The Champaign Parks Foundation invites you to join them for their third annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This fundraising gala combines formality with fun to celebrate the meaningful impact of parks and recreation in the city of Champaign. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
What is most important in your life? This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All righty.
Hi, this is Chris Bain.
No, we did that. Let's change that. Hold on. I was just so focused on what we're doing with our Stever today. Stever today is going to be Curtis Orchard. This is the first time of the year that we are going to do this one. So good for us.
Historic family-run farm in Southwest Champaign, apples, pumpkins, outdoor activities, a large country store. Escape to the country at 3902 South Duncan Road.
Yeah, you can go into the shop and buy stuff because we're handing out $50 bills.
That's right. You'll love the apple crisp donuts and the fritters, and of course the apple slushies are delicious. The cider that you'll pick up for people in the office, or if you're going to an event, it's a terrific place to visit.
All right, so what you do is you go to GoStever.com, $50 to Curtis Orchard is now available here on this August 6th. Now, a little heads up, This is the 6th. You have till the 14th to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is a do it now kind of a thing, and they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 11 to 6 on Sundays.
So it is officially up right now. So if you go to GoStever.com, it's a program where I stimulate and say, they're so darn good, here's my money. Okay, so we're going to hand out a whole bunch of $50 bills. And generally, there are a lot of people that would take that.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect the same kind of deal today. A lot of you want it. So you'll get an email after 8 tonight telling you that you've won. And then you've got to go in. And the next, it will disappear off your phone after August 14. And so you, if you're not familiar with the program, you just go to GoStever.com. You can sign up. Thousands of you have done it because the crazy guy's giving out money.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that you would jump and do that.
Pretty cool, neat activities for the kids to tap into. I've seen some videos of that jump pad. It looks like it's a blast. They've got a place to shoot basketballs. You can also hop on the horse-drawn carriage ride over the weekend. There's all kinds of fun things to do. So if you are our selected winner at GoStever.com, you'll come out with grins all around with you and the young people visiting Curtis Orchard.
I don't know. I don't think we have anything like that. I mean, it's just Curtis Orchard, right? It's Knott's Berry Farm. It's that kind of thing. It's so iconic.
Right.
I don't think we have anything else like this. And they just, they're it's kind of slower, obviously, when they're planting, growing, winter, all the things, and then they just go crazy for 3 or 4 months.
It's so fun in the fall, too.
They work all their hours in 3 or 4 months.
That's right.
It's going to get really heavy, hot, and duty. When it's a fall day, it's just how many people? It's just a lot.
Right.
You have to find parking somewhere on whatever acreage that is.
And, they're open during a lot of the Monday holidays I'm seeing on the website at curtisorchard.com. If you need a plan for Labor Day, which is coming up on September 1st, or Columbus Day, or things like that. So just take note that Curtis Orchard is a great option.
And very generational, kind of really got cooking in the late 80s. I remember Paul Curtis leaving Parkland College, where he was a professor, and really got into it, and the whole family's obviously involved. Great place, great Curtis family, awesome people. Curtis Orchard, GoStever.com, $50 bills flying out of the radio station from downtown Philo here this morning. So good luck. All right, we don't know if Ed Martin's on today. We'll try. Otherwise, Brother Johnny, he's got some stuff because I've got some stuff. So I'm going to play a Doge guy was attacked in the middle of the night, Washington, D.C., and beaten up pretty bad. He was trying to help a woman being attacked by about a dozen people. So he jumped in there and was able to thwart the effort, but he's all bloody. Elon Musk said, time to federalize Washington. How does that work? So the federal government can, and would that look any different? If you have a Republican president, it probably would, but if you have a Democratic president, then it would be like it's 95% Democratic voters in Washington, D.C. But to federalize, I haven't even ever heard of that. So what does it look like to federalize? I mean, the federal government in charge of Washington, D.C.? I don't know. Anyway, that came up, and so I'm interested in that. Also, I've got Heather Dinnish. I've never heard of her. She's talking to Illini. You'll like what she says.
Okay.
Our governor, wonder how that works. J.B. Pritzker flew to New York to be on the Colbert Show. I presume he flew his own jet, or did he charge the state with that kind of a...
Right.
I'm sure we'll find out the answer.
I'm sure he left his guests from Texas there in the loom then.
And I got a Hunter Biden clip. I don't know if it's true, but it's sure interesting. That's all coming up.
Hi, this is Chris Vandeventer with Philo Exchange Bank. We've defined hometown banking for 14 decades. We have been a legacy of trust and dedication. We believe in the power of community, where every neighbor is a member of our family and not just another name. Unlike many other banks, our lending decisions are made within the walls of the bank. Quite simply, local banking means you get what you need quickly and efficiently.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking, and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get some happening.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff visiting Moscow today, meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, hoping to strike a deal to end his war in Ukraine.
Russian officials claim that they're skeptical that new U.S. sanctions will have an impact. President Trump has floated two kinds of consequences: new sanctions on Russian imports to the U.S. and secondary tariffs, meaning tariffs on countries importing Russian energy.
Fox's Alex Hogan in London. First, it was Alligator Alcatraz in South Florida. Now the next migrant detention center will be set up in Indiana, dubbed the Speedway Slammer.
That's what this facility is in Indiana, and we're so grateful for the partnership that we're building with governors. We've got several of these facilities that'll come online soon, and it really is meeting a need that our country has to clean up our streets.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem earlier on Fox and Friends, and McDonald's sales rising in the second quarter. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois is taking action to limit the use of artificial intelligence in therapy and psychotherapy services. The governor signed legislation that bans anyone from using AI to provide mental health and therapeutic decision-making. The measure allows the use of AI for administrative and supplementary support services. Secretary of State's office revamping the DMV experience in Champaign County with the introduction of the Champaign DMV Plus. The facility promises reduced wait times and a variety of new services, all within a one-stop shop design. Illinois State Fair announcing the official unveiling of this year's Butter Cow, a much-anticipated event to take place today at 3. Unveiling will be held in the Dairy Building on Central Avenue at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. The Butter Cow, a staple attraction at the fair, is crafted annually and draws visitors from across the state. Enjoy today's event again at 3 o'clock. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Now check your weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Get the beauty, safety, and energy efficiency of a new front door and save 25% as you choose a style and color that suits you at kramersiding.com.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Quiet spell continues on with a slow day-to-day climb on temperatures for the rest of the work week. Late in the weekend, early next week, next best opportunity to generate some meaningful shower and thunderstorm activity across the area. In the meantime, a little patchy fog around here for the early morning hour, then a sunny to partly cloudy, delightful day's worth of weather. Humidity in check. Seasonal highs at 85 on just the slightest of an east-southeasterly wind. Overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little more humidity working in for the afternoon as winds turn light southeast to south at a high at about 87. Clear and 67 tomorrow night. Friday, hot and humid sunshine, the high around 90 up to 92, and hot and humid Saturday, 91 on Sunday, maybe a thunderstorm late in the day, then better than even odds. A couple of clusters of showers and thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday. Daytime temperatures there into the upper 80s. Slightly drier air middle part of next week with highs again in the 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
So no Ed Martin today. Sorry. I think he'll hopefully be on every month or so. I just think he's overwhelmed with his new job as Assistant Deputy Attorney General of the United States, pardon attorney, weaponization defender.
The director of the weaponization group. It's 3 jobs, and he's He's not overwhelmed. He just doesn't have time to talk on the radio. He's got work to do.
Yeah, but there are priorities in life, Johnny. He needs to be here.
Yeah.
This is where he is.
Well,
actually, I think it's his favorite thing to do all week.
Well, I bet he wishes he could because there's no telling what he's doing right
Oh, my gosh. Brother Johnny's jumped in on the radio here on ESPN 93.5. Again, we're giving out $50 bills. Curtis Orchard, $50 at GoStever.com. What's wrong with that? All right, let's get to the business at hand. Doge staffer, brutally beaten. I think it was the one they called Big Balls.
Yes.
So he's out there at 3 a.m. I wouldn't be out anywhere at 3 a.m. Not a good idea. So there's a dozen people attacking a woman. He jumps in the middle of it, gets beat up brutally. They don't take him to the hospital. Ambulance comes and everything, but
Edward Korstein, there's a picture of him online.
Anyway, and then Elon Musk said time to federalize Washington, D.C.
I have to say that somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize. And
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Take over? So no mayor? No mayor, no...
National Guard, U.S. Army, whatever, to help with
I didn't
crime.
even know that was a thing.
Well, in Louisiana, we have the National Guard in New Orleans, and the crimes dropped dramatically. And really, it's more just enough personnel to monitor the crime areas.
Well, why don't we federalize Chicago?
You don't want to start federalizing everything because then it just,
But the crime would go down if we had...
Well, no, that's true. But it's just it's nothing you want to do for very long. If it's a crisis, which is what we kind of thought we had, and there's a way to do it. And in our case, there's nothing really authoritarian other than you are kind of looking at cameras and we're kind of moving in and saying, what y'all doing? And then everything disperses before anything happens.
Yeah,
That's
right.
basically what's the MO. You're going to be watched in those areas.
Yeah. Okay.
I
All right.
think that's what federalizing is.
I just had not heard that even as a prospect. I mean, and how that would look, and because I know crime's high in Washington, crime's high in most urban cities. I mean, New York City, Chicago, Illinois.
But you said Elon Musk was going to federalize.
He said
that was Donald Trump.
But Elon Musk suggested it. Donald Trump.
You don't say.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
So wait, they're still talking?
I guess. I don't even know.
Oh, good. I'll buy Tesla stock.
Yeah, that's right. What is the Tesla stock?
It's $310.
Okay, it was $2.25 back in the day,
and then it got to $360.
Wow. Corrected back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, I did sell it.
Yeah, good for you. All right, so here's Colbert last night in New York City. Would J.B. Pritzker going on that show pay for his own jet to go? Or is that a state expense? Just curious. Or is he representing the state of Illinois so you can send me in your jet?
I don't know. Okay. What was he doing?
He was talking about the protecting the Texas Democrats.
No, that might be a state of Illinois. Okay. We'll all pitch in for that.
All right, so here's Pritzker on Colbert, the show that is canceled, but not till next May.
Really? That's interesting.
What is that?
It's just, you can't shake him.
Districts in Illinois. Take a look at this.
He actually points out the ridiculous nature of gerrymandering in Illinois. So give Colbert credit.
Easy districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here.
And I think that's the 17th Nikki Budzinski.
Yes.
And Jeff Wilson running against her. That's the scorpion tail.
Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
That's actually not a bad line. No. Who wrote that for him? That was pretty good.
Okay, and that's the nonpartisan group that does this
Absolutely.
for you guys?
That's our independent commission, that is, look.
So because all states, to a certain extent, do this, why is what Texas doing particularly egregious in this case?
Well, here, every 10 years we do a census in this country, and right after the census, we redraw districts in every state. But what the Republicans are trying to do, and the Texas Republicans, frankly, at the behest of Donald Trump, are doing it mid-decade.
All right, so good doing 20 and 30, but not 25. So just to point out, Illinois has 17 Congress people. Okay, 17.
You used to have 19, but 1.5 million people left to go on.
Wow. Okay, so now they have 3 Republicans. Congresswoman, Congressman Mary Miller's one of them. That's 18%. So our state gave Donald Trump 44% of the vote, and only 18% represented in Washington.
Yeah, no, that's
Massachusetts, 40% voted Trump, 0 representatives. So there's in nonpartisan Princeton gerrymandering, nonpartisan, and they give Illinois an F.
Well, there is a lot of gerrymandering, and
Republicans there's 6 Republican states and 4 Democratic states are in the top 10 for gerrymandering.
And it's kind of common knowledge that most congressional seats aren't really contestable between the parties.
Yeah.
You can run in the primary against the dominant party, but you can't if you're a Democrat in a Republican state. You're just wasting your time. And so, they know where they can put the district to get the Democratic or Republican votes, and they're kind of skewing the idea of every section of the country having representation.
What wouldn't it make sense? I mean, if you had just step back and had robots do it, wouldn't it make sense to have little blocks, like there's a little rectangle, there's a little square, but it's in your area?
Well, what happens is the minorities don't get represented, and when you start to look at demographics, then and race, then you're doing exactly the opposite we want to do, because ideally every little block wouldn't matter what color you are or where you came from, but that's your area of the country, so you vote on what you want
where you live.
There. But that's not how it's working.
Why
now.
would Nikki Budzinski represent East St. Louis? I mean, she's from Decatur.
Yeah,
what the heck is that about? It's just that's called gerrymandering.
Because that theory says, listen, what is more important than where you live is how you look or think, and people like you will vote for you, so we need to go find those and put them in your district, which, that's true, but it doesn't work as well, because it's really not as true as what we hear, that, all Armenians are going to vote the same way. Yeah, right. That's not true.
No.
All the Jews will vote the same way. Really not true.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't work at all, but you can pick up by making the argument, well, it's not fair to the Jews if they're not represented. We have to go south where the Jews live and combine them with the northern Jews so they can have a vote.
I just
and some leverage.
Guess
that's the theory. And of course, it's hard to argue with it because you start to become discriminatory. So we let it go, and here we are, and that's how it works. But Texas, first of all, there's no law about doing every 10 years, and secondly, they're supposed to represent their state, not flee when they don't like the issue. And so that's what JB's defending, and I don't think
Well, I just was under the impression that when you come to America, you're an American. And so I didn't think it was...
Well, that's our goal.
What about the content of character versus color of their skin? I mean, aren't we supposed to just represent?
Yes. Has Illinois' legislature ever fled? Have they done that? This has happened before, but I don't know where. I don't think it was Texas, and I don't remember who was. Well, maybe, or was it Wisconsin? I don't remember.
Maybe Wisconsin.
I think in any case, Illinois is a sanctuary for fleeing legislatures.
That's right. 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. We're on Texas this morning. That's Brother Johnny. That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. So here's Hunter Biden, which I find a pretty fascinating clip. I don't know if it's true, but he's talking about the robotics in fast foods.
Serious conversation? I met somebody that is in the, owns fast food franchises. His McDonald's employs 55 people. Mm-hmm. Okay? He went all AI.
Oh,
okay?
man.
It's about a $2 million investment per McDonald's, okay? He only employs 5 people now.
Yeah.
So his margins go up by like 27%. Mm-hmm. And he'll make back the $2 million investment in under like 18 months. Mm-hmm. Think about this. There's about like 13,500 McDonald's in the United States of America. I did the math. If every one of them went down to 5 from 55, lost 50, on average 50 jobs, it's 670,000 jobs in America. Mm-hmm. And that's like, it's a certainty. And that's just McDonald's. You think that, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, I mean, across the board, you're talking, what, like probably 3.5 million jobs in the fast food industry alone that will AI with easily within the next 5 years, if not 3 years.
And then how many out of the 55 at McDonald's are full time? 7. I mean, most are part-time workers.
No, he's right. And McDonald's is a job a lot of people, particularly high school and college kids, can do. But you do have the other side of the equation. 670,000 jobs is what he came up with.
With McDonald's alone.
I'm going to predict there's going to be 900,000 techs who have to keep all that AI and all those McDonald's going.
Well, he said they only have 5 guys doing all that.
They have, that's 5. Oh, well, I don't know if that included the support for the equipment and the software. And how about keeping up with the Indians, the Eastern Indians, while we're sleeping, recoding them while we're sleeping, like they do our iPhones, Steve. What are we going to do about those?
Update needed.
Yeah, another update.
Needed.
Wait a minute. We didn't. You know, the last upgrade I got on my iPhone, they put the speaker for your phone when you want to put someone on speaker. They switch it from the right to the left. And the other side, you'll actually hang up on them now. And it's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Update.
Because they have to keep updating to keep doing something.
Doesn't
so
it make
they get
sense
paid.
with the struggle to get particularly young kids to want to go to work for any consistent time? I mean, that makes sense to go AI on some of that stuff.
It's if the numbers are anywhere close, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, $2 million investment paid off in 18 months.
But it's also so-and-so can't come. They won their game. They're going to the championship. Wait a minute. We got nobody to serve hamburgers. I got to get somebody else. Well, that's where you get your list of 55. But it's just such a harder job if you can program it. But that's a whole different industry, which is keeping all that working and improving that. So there's a lot of jobs. I got suckered with that with the old key punchers. And you're going to be able to lay off or find something else for these $10 an hour people to do because you don't need them. This one computer can take over. But I got 9 $70 an hour people who keep that going. It's like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's that's an exaggeration. But no, it's kind of not like you think. It's moving into jobs I think we want and eliminating jobs I think I keep hearing nobody wants to do.
Yeah, right. So well, and I think it's an evolution of what we've gone through. We don't have any blacksmiths anymore, right? I mean, so the blacksmiths were all over the place.
And those kids are going to be the ones programming the robots because we can't do it.
No, we can't put the right thing on our phone. It's just unbelievable.
I keep hanging up on people now because they switched the speaker
thing. Yeah, what are they doing? All right, here's Heather Dennis. Never heard of her. Pat McAfee, very hot sports show that you see online every day if you look for it. But here's interesting how he's asking about Indiana football.
Are Indiana going to be okay? They have to refill as well.
I think that Illinois is going to be this year's Indiana, if I'm being honest with you. I really like what Bielema has coming back. They've got a quarterback. They've got 18 starters. They've got all their stars back on the offensive line, and they don't play Oregon, Michigan, or Penn State. I think that's right. So they have that schedule like Indiana had last year. So look out for the Illini.
Oh, Indiana had that Iowa schedule, and now Illinois has got the Iowa schedule. That's awesome. I can't wait for college ball. We appreciate you taking time. Enjoy the offseason, ladies and gentlemen. Heather Dinich.
Never heard of her, but she's a national correspondent and a sports person.
Okay.
And so she's got Illinois... Which only...
I think we're fine. Yeah. No, we're in a good position.
But, I mean, Johnny, if you look at the schedule,
there's
a good chance we're favored in 11 games.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That doesn't... How many points do you get for being favored?
10? I don't know.
None.
I'm just rattled. Anyway, I'm excited. I am excited. I just... that's just...
It's putting it together. It's getting the chemistry going. There's a lot to do.
Think about it. We've got a lot of experience. 18 guys out of 22?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my gosh! And we were really good last year, 10-3. So there is optimism.
It does make it harder for the coach when everybody's saying, "Oh, they're going to win." Yeah,
a Super Bowl. We're going to win it all.
Really, but that experience pays off because they've heard it before. They were going to beat Purdue by 27.
Yeah.
And they were very lucky to win the
Yep,
game.
yep.
And so they get it, and that helps when you have guys who
Older,
just don't-
mature guys are-
Yes,
yeah.
and they don't get, we got to win this one. We don't have to play that hard. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. So Illinois, I think, is a real deal for actually, being right in the conversation for
I
the
think
playoffs. So
we're excited.
pretty
around
excited.
here.
No, it's going to be awesome. And just as a side thing, I loved Illinois last year at moments. It was really, really exciting. But I have made the official stance. Is it a hot take? Here's what I think. I don't think we should ever recruit a freshman basketball player again. Why? You coddle them, you take care of them, you help them get better, you pay them some money, and they transfer.
And then they leave.
I like the 22-year-olds. Let's just get all them. And now we're going to be older this year. And last year, hey, Yaka Jonas, Will Riley, awesome kids, first round of the NBA draft. But there's ups and downs. Is that not inevitable for an 18-year-old kid? They're going to have ups and downs. They're growing.
Then too, you could get a flag, you win a championship, and he moves on. Thank you. But you're right. There's a lot of people out there that do have some experience because of the portals. They may be tired of moving.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to stay a couple of years, and you start making 2-year deals. As in, you don't even get
I like that.
You don't even get half your money the first year until you complete the second year. Because that would help, and these guys moving around isn't doing that good for them.
Yeah.
I guess it is. It's making them money, but as far as a career in basketball and any kind of loyalty is nothing.
And you think we don't know, we don't appreciate what's going in the ears of these 18-year-old, 17-year-old kids.
No telling.
They're telling them, their dad's telling them that you should be in the league. The coach is holding you back. I remember Bill Self, right after he left Illinois, I called him. And I'm sorry. I was on the phone with my center's dad, and he said I'm not using his son right. I said, sir, your son starts on the #1 team in America. And coach is getting that. Dad doesn't think he's using him right because I get enough shots.
Starting isn't using him right. Here's what you need to do, coach.
Exactly
the guy's
right.
trying to coach. It's like the Hoosiers.
That's right.
And the dads are telling him what to do, and he runs them off.
No, it's just there's so much noise in a head coaching job. Forget about paying guys. That's a whole nother level. Now they have to have a general manager for football to run everything. That's a new gig. You can get $800,000 a year being a GM for a football team. What the heck? All right, 7:52. That's Brother Johnny. We're going to go with the weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. Call them if you want to maybe some efficient solutions, save you some money.
Yeah, get an assessment done.
Reevaluation, call Watts Copy Systems 217-352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems. All right, how are we looking, meteorologist Greg Solier?
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, vicinity. Pretty quiet weather pattern, slow day-to-day increase in temperatures, some typical early August heat and humidity getting factored into the equation come Friday into the weekend, but better than usual opportunities to generate a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late in the weekend, early next week as well. For the day-to-day, sunny to partly cloudy skies, a little patchy ground fog around here for the next couple of hours. Afternoon temperatures right on target for the time of year at 85 on just the slightest of a northeast to east wind flopping around into the southeast. Overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to about 66 for the day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, turning a bit more humid in the afternoon as winds turn light southerly and a high at about 87. Upper 60s tomorrow night and a hot and more humid sun-filled Friday. The high at about 90, 92 on Saturday. Could be a thunderstorm late Sunday at 91. Then better than even odds for a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Monday and Tuesday. Still humid with daytime temperatures into the upper 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
You know, with like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, you know, your heat system, air conditioning,
Some
they do
pumps,
that.
yeah.
And for us in underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these orange comfort clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. Truth is in seeing it.
Yeah.
We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
So funny. Johnny says, Steve Suderman, man, every time we talk to him, I'm thinking about getting a television. Here he is, Steve Suderman.
So far, all talk, but because I'm never here long enough, by the time I'm really ready to go, I'm gone again. But man,
It's more fun than having your sewer cleaned out, as much as I like Trey Lance.
No.
No, listen, we watched the 05 championship game on Johnny's TV in Philo.
Yes, we did.
So
hey.
Here we go. So Steve Suderman's over at Good Vibes. You can't get a better setup with your sound and movie theaters and screens and sound and sound and sound. What are you doing today, buddy? What's going on?
Well, there's a taste of fall in the air, and I've heard the words back to school mentioned, and Illinois preseason football is, we're ranked 12th or something in the nation.
Yep.
I want to start Beatlemania.
Beatlemania.
Love
it. Beatlemania.
Beatlemania.
Maybe it comes with a wig or something. I don't know yet, but it's just anyway, 98 and 100-inch TVs are going to get a lot of attention this season.
Wait a minute. I thought that 98 was as big. Now you added 2 more inches to the darn thing?
Yeah, and there's even bigger ones than that, but they jump way up there. But they're going to be affordable, and they will sell a lot. I want to sell my 98-inch demo. By the way, Sony's got a replacement model.
What's that? $6,000, $7,000? What do you got it at?
It came out at about that. We'll be comfortably down towards 4.
What for 98-inch
to
television
sell this one
that
off the wall.
hangs
It's
on your
brand new.
Is that a Sony?
Yes, it is. Oh my and a great looking TV.
What's it? What Ted Baxter used to do on Mary Tyler Moore when Ted Baxter. That's real. 4,000. That's crazy.
I want to remind people, if you buy cheap, you buy twice. And so at Good Vibes, you choose from OLEDs and QLEDs and mini LEDs that come from Samsung and Sony and LG. We still have some of those pre-tariff OLEDs from the 24 series that are just they're outrageously good and very inexpensive. The new Samsung Frame Pro, it's unique. The frame is a cool TV in that it turns into a piece of art when you turn it off. It was never a great TV. Well, now it is. So, and then there's the Bravia 8 Mark II. That just won the King of TV shootout, the New York thing they have every year. We've got that on the floor. So if you want to see what the very, very best TV, and the LG G5, we haven't put it out yet. We got to mount it on the wall, but it just might be the best 77-inch TV money can buy. And that QD OLED Samsung with the non-glare screen works in any room. So we've got lots of directions to choose to get you your football.
I think I just got a text in. People like Beatlemania already. In fact, you make T-shirts. If you buy a T-shirt, or if you buy a TV from Steve, will make up a Beatlemania. You don't need any kind of licensing. That's your own term. You just made it up. Steve Suderman just made it.
I know. This morning.
You did it.
Coffee was working.
Yes, sir. No, I think
that's
it's
good. Well, it's more pressure on the coach, Steve, but that's okay. He's ready. He's ready for it.
Well, Benjamin several years ago wanted to make Wonderwood for Brad's.
Wonderwood.
Yeah, because he's been doing unbelievable. Yeah, it's Beatlemania. Steve Suderman is now coined.
Liddyville,
Yeah, there you go. It's a new one. All right, so how can people connect with you and learn about that display you're selling for nothing, man? Wow.
It's a real good deal for somebody that the replacement model has just been introduced, and I'm forced to advertise it. So anyway, come find us at 2010 Round Barn next to the driver's license facility, and the new rock climbing business that just is about to open here. That's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And we're on the web at gvibes.com.
All right, my friend. Always a pleasure, Steve. Thank you.
Thanks, Stevie.
All right. That's Steve Suderman, good friend, and Good Vibes been in business. I mean, I'm talking about
long
50-some years now.
Good stuff.
That's crazy. Anyway, I wonder if he would ask Janet if I can get that 100-inch for $4,000. Because I don't have a basement theater anymore because the thing is 20 years old.
Okay, so Steve Suderman's asking Janet for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need him to see what she said. I don't think that's going to be in the affirmative. But
right.
Anyway, we need something in the basement. That would be better than a projector because the picture would be better. And my projector screen was 106 inches. This is 98.
No kidding.
Man,
that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Got
that
the HD TV.
Remember we went to Mike Ditka's house 20 years ago and he had those things, their picture frames of TVs, and I thought that was brand new. I mean, I'd never seen that
Right,
before.
but when they were off, they didn't show any kind
No,
of
the art is cool.
Yeah.
That's a great... All right,
that's
going to break
nice.
for the news. Brother Johnny's in. It's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie J, and it's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
President Trump thinks the FBI might have to get involved. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, getting Democratic lawmakers who left Texas back to the state.
You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about.
As Republican Governor Greg Abbott files a lawsuit trying to remove the state House Democratic leader from office, Democrats have dug in, blocking a congressional redistricting vote in Texas that could give Republicans 5 more House seats in the 2026 elections.
I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remain silent.
But soon after telling that to the Don Lemon podcast, State Rep Jolanda Jones regretted it.
Jones told Fox News Digital that was a mistake and I apologize for it. And quote, Trump is coming for my community and I get emotional about it and make strong statements. But that was going too far and I retract that comparison. But former President Obama has stoked these emotional fires, calling the Texas GOP's plan, quote, a power grab that undermines our democracy.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow talking to Russia's leader, trying to get Vladimir Putin to stop the war in Ukraine ahead of President Trump's Friday Russia deadline to agree to a ceasefire or face new economic sanctions. Israel is considering escalating the war in Gaza and occupying it to get Hamas to release the remaining hostages.
My brother doesn't have time anymore. It's so urgent that he looks like a living skeleton.
Ali David just told that to Fox. His brother Eviatar was seen in a video Hamas released showing him emaciated and digging his own grave.
It cannot be more clear that they use human beings as bargaining chips.
He also blames Hamas for starving Palestinians in Gaza, for stealing food. The U.S. and Israel are working to send and distribute more food in. It'll be like Alligator Alcatraz, the illegal immigration detention facility in Florida. Democrats want closed. A new one in Indiana called the Speedway Slammer. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says it'll house those ICE arrests.
Then we will send them home. They don't belong in this country. They never should have been allowed in under the Biden administration.
America's listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
There's a new Trump rant on social media. The president upset over crime in the nation's capital.
In a long and fiery Truth Social post, President Trump threatening to take federal control of Washington, saying minors in D.C. are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent citizens. The president also sharing a photo of beaten and bloodied former DOJ employee Edward Korestein, allegedly assaulted last weekend. Congress would need to act for the federal government to take control of the nation's capital, which is likely to face pushback from Democrats. D.C. recently put a juvenile curfew in place for the Navy Yard area following a number of alleged youth crimes there. The The neighborhood is home to the Washington Nationals baseball team and a number of members of Congress. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Now, the concern about D.C. comes after the FBI released a report showing a drop in violent crimes nationwide last year.
Violent crime overall dropped 4.5% in 2024. The murder rate saw a nearly 15% reduction. Property crime declined 8.1% year over year. And motor vehicle thefts plunged 18.6% compared with 2023. Reported hate crimes also fell by 1.5 points.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff. A Democratic Senator, Adam Schiff from California, is under investigation in a potential fraud case.
A Trump administration source telling Fox News the investigation is being conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland. Schiff's accused of falsifying bank documents in 2011, claiming a property in Montgomery County, Maryland is his primary residence in order to get a better loan rate. He also allegedly stated a condo in Burbank, California is his primary residence. Schiff maintains his innocence, claiming he's being targeted by the Trump administration. As chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff led the charge to impeach Trump.
That's Fox's Sue Guzman. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Fair expanding tram service. 2 trams will run daily on a dedicated route throughout the 11 days of the fair. Tram riders are free for all fairgoers, and handicapped services available. This year's State Fair kicks off tomorrow. It'll run through August 17th in Springfield. Again, the Illinois State Fair expanding their tram services. The fair has 11 days, and the trams run each day. Texas Democrats ready to stay in Illinois as long as it takes to fight their fight against GOP redistricting efforts. A group of Texas Democratic lawmakers and Illinois Democratic Congresswoman Robin Kelly said what is going on in Texas affects the whole country. People allergic to gluten often have a tough decision to make when looking for a restaurant, but a new law in Illinois aims to make it easier for people with celiac disease to dine out and enjoy multiple menu options. Lawmakers say celiac disease affects about 1 in 100 people worldwide. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Yep, it is August 6th to be exact. ESPN 93.5, meteorologist Greg Solier, who got a weather station when he was 12.
Well, it's a nice morning out here in Philo, I can tell you.
Well,
that.
What does it say when he gets a weather station at age 12, and at age 12 I got best gift ever, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
And that led to my boxing career.
I think I might have traded you back then. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, I loved my little head goes up and everything. Anyway, I ended up having a boxing career at Eastern Illinois.
And I don't know, Greg, if your weather station still works, but Steve's Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
they
just
still ready to go in the box.
It's in the box.
I have a Lionel train set
those
from
are good.
68, 69.
Those
I was
are
probably
great.
7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, and you used to play with Tinker Toys, didn't you, Johnny? And that helped you with the, construction of bridges and structures.
Tinker Toys.
But there was a metal one. What was that?
There's a Rector set.
Rector set.
The Rector set, yeah. That's basic engineering right there.
Yeah, but when I turned it into a boxing career at Eastern, there was a boxing club, and I did join. And there's one picture taken of me, and it's me getting pummeled by the instructor. And then I think I really had to think twice when I almost knocked myself out because I was working on my punches in the mirror, and I did an uppercut in my nose.
Oh, wow.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even though nobody was in the room, I just almost knocked myself out.
Well,
so I retired from boxing. So I did have a lead from Rock'em Sock'em Robots to Eastern boxing for a minute.
And you're the bigger person for being able to tell everybody about
You
it.
betcha.
So.
Yeah, just like when I got
Therapy
cut,
for everyone.
Just like when I got cut from the Eastern Illinois baseball team, was 2 minutes late to the Saturday morning from the Friday night practice tryouts, and I heard my name and said, here. It was actually the cut list.
Here's the cut list.
That was the most embarrassing athletic moment of my life. What a dope. Nobody says here when they're getting cut. It's the worst ever. I mean, talk about blushing in front of 200 men. It was horrible. That's what boys and girls never be late for a meeting. Ever.
Never.
Ever.
It's character building.
There you go. Brutal. Let's check your weather. ESPN 93.5 brought to you by Kurt Lenschow at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Meteorologist Greg Solier, beautiful, beautiful weather, sir.
Absolutely, yeah. Corn and beans looking fine. Good stands out there. If we could just stay away from the severe related end of things. And they're getting it again. Another derecho making its way into western and southwestern Iowa this morning, closing in on northwestern Missouri, and then tapering back to just some shower activity into the Twins. No sign of that coming our way anytime soon. Maybe late in the weekend, early next week, we'll have to keep an eye on how steering currents ride thunderstorm activity across our particular part of the Corn Belt. And as a whole, boy, the corn and soybean fields are looking fine. 73% of the U.S. corn crop is in the good to excellent category. 69% of the beans. Last time we had those high of a numbers back in July 31 of 2016. So again, stay away from the severe stuff. We ought to be in good shape going forward here with crop maturity in mind. 72 at Willard and Savoy right now. Later on today, afternoon temperatures expected up at around 85. Right on target for the time of year with sunshine this morning, a partly cloudy afternoon. Fair tonight, 66. Sunshine for the day. Tomorrow at 87. We'll climb to 90. More humidity. Yeah, it's still lots of summertime in the tank around here for the day on Friday. Low 90s for the weekend. Maybe a thunderstorm late Sunday. Better odds for some organized showers and thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday next week. Daytime temperatures and still kind of humid out there. Still well into the upper 80s. For Stephen J. Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. ESPN 93.5. Brother Johnny, Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie J, and Donald Trump was asked, who's the heir apparent to MAGA? Who's got next? Peter Ducey, Fox News, asked that question.
All right.
The first time he responded. He says, I think J.D. Vance has done a great job. I think he's probably positioned as vice president. He said Marco Rubio's been unbelievable as well.
There you go.
He said maybe those two will get together in some form. And
didn't mention Ron DeSantis. Huh?
No, he didn't.
Executive of Florida, the governor.
Yeah.
I think he's another one. And but Vivek, the young, soon-to-be governor of Ohio.
Right.
Vivek.
Right. He's going to win Ohio.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ramaswamy.
Yep, Vivek Ramaswamy. No, I think there's a bench. The question is, how many Democrats? What is the over-under for how many Democrats will run for president to challenge the J.D. Vances of the world?
A lot. There'll be a lot in the primary.
17? What's the number?
I don't, Steve.
There was 18 the last time, wasn't there?
There could have been. It doesn't last long. It's 2 or 3 of the primaries, and then
nobody's going to fund you.
No,
right? Yeah.
You don't have the money.
You don't fund something if you think they're going to lose, right?
No, you don't.
Just checking. So the question is, how many Democrats? I mean, you know it's going to be Gavin Newsom. You know it's going to J.B. Pritzker, for sure, those two.
Pete Buttigieg can't resist running.
Well, he'll run. Pete Buttigieg. He'll be Rahm Emanuel.
That's the sleeper.
But does Rahm Emanuel fit in with the woke crowd?
No, he doesn't really. But he may get a lot of support.
A lot of money coming in. Will Gavin get a lot of money?
I hope he does. Actually, I hope he does well because they need to dump the woke crowd anyway. He's still progressive. I don't think I'd vote for him for president, but boy, I'd probably be happier than say Kamala.
Can you believe that in your life you'd ever say Rahm Emanuel's such a moderate?
No.
Rahm Emanuel. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you say, oh, my gosh, that guy's so far left. Now he's like middle of the road.
Well, as a Jimmy Carter supporter in 76, I've turned into a right-wing insurgent, and I haven't changed anything.
Right.
No, it is absolutely true. It's like, that's what Tulsi Gabbard said. It's what RFK.
Yeah, same thing.
They all said the same thing.
It's what Joe Rogan was saying. You played that clip. He said, they've driven me and people who were more leftish right over to the Republicans.
But do they feel empowered enough to say boys and girls sports and sex changes when you're 8? Do they just feel like we got this?
Yes, I think they can push it over.
Wow.
And deliver the votes. We've talked about that for years, but I think that's what they're thinking. We're not dead yet. Kamala got 73. You look at the landslide, 7 swing states. I don't think the margin, adding all the differences in each state up, is 1 million votes for all 7 states. In fact, I'll check that and we'll have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
How many votes did Trump win those 7?
Not a lot.
No,
not a lot.
No, we're talking Pennsylvania, less than 100,000, I think, and that's 6 million votes. So they're still in the game.
That's why Joy Behar said it wasn't a landslide.
It wasn't. It
was. They won all 7 of those states.
Big victory. not a landslide. They're looking at those numbers and saying, and that was with us dumping Joe and having to go with Kamala.
Yeah.
So they're not giving it up yet, and they're sticking with their narrative. I give them credit for persistence, and boy, I hope we don't fall for it.
Well, I just did a quick search. It says Trump secured 312 electoral votes, surpassing the 270 needed to win.
But it's marginally. Each state was just tens of thousands only.
Okay,
so if
gotcha.
you win by 40,000
you get
votes
everything,
in Michigan, you get all of their electoral votes.
Yeah.
It's a winner take all, which was our first mistake. We should have each congressional district has an electoral vote for. Well, was how it was set up.
Well, Johnny says that in this district, Mary Miller would get one vote for electoral.
No, Illinois would have 3 instead of 19 electoral votes
17.
for Biden. It would be something like 10 for Trump and 9 for Biden, or vice versa.
The way they drawn, if they only have 3 reps, you'd probably have 3 votes.
Well, you are correct.
All right, so Massachusetts would still be 0 because they have no 40% credit for Trump or any Republican because they're all.
But nevertheless, that was the idea. Was
I like that.
Spreading the power instead of like California would at least have 10. Votes instead of 55 to nothing.
Exactly.
There's a lot of difference between 55 to nothing and 45 to 10.
You know how demotivating it is to go vote when it doesn't matter, vote for president here in Illinois?
Yeah, and then you would have a vote here that might be able to go one way or the other instead of a definite.
Well, Nebraska does that, and so does Maine,
Yes.
right? I love it.
They do.
Why wouldn't my district, if I'm in a Republican district, then I'm motivated to vote for the president if I'm a Republican?
The winner take all gets the 2 senators. The state votes for Biden, both Senate electoral votes go to Biden, and the rest just goes district by district. So, but the electoral vote wasn't what I was talking about. As just the number of voters in each state was out of how many million votes? 130 million voters, and
so it was 77 to 75 or something. Right?
Yeah, so that would be 150 million.
Yeah.
And we're talking about in the million range was the difference for all 7 swing states that put Trump in.
Quick sports
That's
headlines.
how close it is.
You know, it's way closer than it ought to be.
I think it is,
but
in any case, that's what the Dems are. The progressives are holding the line.
Progressives.
We are not that far away. We didn't get creamed.
I got a minute for sports headlines.
We've got the football practices going on, and on the watch list, Caden Fagan out of Atwood, of course, originally, and Aiden Lawfrey, Gibson City Melvin Sibley players on the Doak Walker Award, 2 running backs among the 103 players.
Watch list or something?
Yes, on the watch list. Yesterday, that was announced. LA Dodgers over the St. Louis Cardinals 12-6. It's a 3:10 start here on ESPN 93.5.
Well, Shohei Ohtani's pitching. He's not only hitting today, he's pitching as well for the Dodgers. And then Matthew Liberatore, might want to put an ear on it just to hear 2 lefties, but Shohei can pitch too.
Cincinnati Reds had 8 strikeouts against the Cubs yesterday. And this is the guy that was acquired from Tampa Bay last week. Anyway, 5-1, Reds on top over the Cubs, and it's a 120 start over on US 105.9. LA Angels over the Chicago White Sox 8-3. They've got an 8:40 game tonight.
And I think Colorado needs 12 wins to not be the worst team ever like the White Sox were last year.
Colorado at 30-83 right now on their season, whereas the White Sox are 42-71.
Well, they were 41 total wins last year. Is that what you told me? 41 total wins for the White Sox. So the Colorado Rockies don't want to be the worst team ever. So good luck to them.
I know.
Hey, saving is a step to building a stronger future, whether establishing a college fund, saving for retirement, or building an emergency fund. Busey encourages you to begin your path to savings today. Start by creating a budget. You can track your spending with an online budgeting system. It's available. Determine, obviously, what you're bringing home, and then say, okay, let's spend less than we bring home. Then you save every dime you can and try not to touch it. Busey's digital banking, Busey wallet app, a big change was a little bit every day. How much change you end up pouring into a little counter? It's unbelievable. You have $150 you never knew you had. Get started on your savings goals today with the innovative products and services at Busey. Visit Busey.com for more resources or stop by one of the many convenient locations today. Busey, for over 155 years, member FDIC. All right, we have a Stever. It's Curtis Orchard.
And man, did they have some savory produce to absorb right now with the seedless sweet watermelon and the sweet corn and the peaches and blueberries and, of course, sacks of apples. You'll want to win this. Head to gostever.com.
$50 each. I'm going to do a bunch of these today, so jump on it early so you'll have to use this within 7 days.
Speaking of jump on it, the jumping pillow, and Jose Vasquez is doing his mural on the new barn at Curtis Orchard.
It's just the destination. You love it. I got $50 bills. GoStever.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and Vicinity. Pretty quiet weather patterns, slow day-to-day increase in temperatures, some typical early August heat and humidity getting factored into the equation come Friday into the weekend, but better than usual opportunities to generate a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late in the weekend, early next week as well. For the day-to-day, sunny to partly cloudy skies, a little patchy ground fog around here for the next couple of hours. Afternoon temperatures right on target for the time of year at 85 and just the slightest of a northeast to east wind flopping around into the southeast. Overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to about 66 for the day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, turning a bit more humid in the afternoon as winds turn light southerly and a high at about 87. Upper 60s tomorrow night and a hot and more humid sun-filled Friday. The high at about 90, 92 on Saturday. Could be a thunderstorm late Sunday at 91. Then better than even odds for a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Monday and Tuesday. Still humid with daytime temperatures into the upper 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Jerry Willis, and this is the Fox Business Report. McDonald's shares are up more than 3%. It's been taking steps to improve its business, and it's paying off. Earnings were better than forecast. In the U.S., customers aren't visiting McDonald's as much, but they are spending more when they do. The $5 McValue meal helped in the quarter, so did the Happy Meal tied to the Minecraft movie. Walt Disney's quarter was mostly upbeat. Its streaming and theme park business was strong, but revenue for the quarter, the money it takes in, only matched forecasts, and it made 15% less from its television networks. Uber Technologies' quarter topped expectations. It's seeing strong demand for bookings. Dine Brands, parent of Applebee's and IHOP, had a mixed quarter, but diners were responding to value meals. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News Alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group, thanks for coming into our studio and discussing the experience about buying your first home. What are the first steps you should take, and how can your team help at Nate Evans Group?
Yeah, I mean, buying your first home can be super scary. Maybe not even scary is the right word. There's just a lot of unknown. So I think the important item for somebody to find is clarity on what that looks like. So if I was a first-time home buyer, I'm probably calling the Nate Evans Group, and I'm going to ask to speak with them of the local experts in there that's specific to the area they're trying to search. And we're going to sit down with them. At least we can keep it super easy. We usually do it over the phone first, and then we can do an in-person meeting at a house that they choose or they like. And we'll talk them through next steps, pre-approvals, refining criteria, and then next thing you know, we're finding houses off market for them that don't exist, because that seems to be a challenge for a lot of buyers right now.
Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at 217-239-7113. Do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. Our delicious donuts are back because we are open for the season. Wait till you see our expanded Land of Oz activities with more mazes, a basketball shootout, new games, and a shade pavilion. We're redoing our barn, and now you can watch artist Jose Vasquez create a new Oz mural. Follow Facebook for dates and times. Of course, we still have all your favorites like peaches, apples, produce, fritters and pies, cider slushies to beat the heat. Go to curtisorchard.com and like us on Facebook to find out more.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We'll break for another short pause here in just a few moments. Again, the Curtis Orchard, $50. First time for the season. Only going to do this a few months.
Right.
So if you want me to give you $50, you go buy all the apple cider you want, or at least $50 worth.
And play all day, get the wristbands, that giant slide. They got 4 different mazes. There was pictures of kids around the zinnias that are so colorful. There's some just great things going on at Curtis Orchard.
What's a zinnia?
That's the
Zinnias?
it's kind of like a, maybe that's how you say it.
Zinnias, I think.
And it's kind of like a daisy, only it's more colorful and more hearty kind of flower. And it's just a fabulous place to go. So win from Curtis Orchard, go stever.com.
Okay, available right now. Again, Heather Denish, never heard of her, but she's on the Pat McAfee show. If you missed this last hour, it's worth listening to again.
Are Indiana going to be okay? They have to refill as well.
I think that Illinois is going to be this year's Indiana, if I'm being honest with you. I really like what Bielema has coming back. They've got a quarterback. They've got 18 starters. They've got all their stars back on the offensive line, and they don't play Oregon, Michigan, or Penn State.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hadn't really analyzed it that deeply, but we do play Ohio State here.
Yes, we do.
But other than that, I think if you wanted to be absolutely fair and you look up and down and presuming we're going to have the kind of year we're all hoping for, we're going to be favored in darn near every game except the Ohio State game. And who knows, by that time, if we're both undefeated, maybe we're a 1-point favorite or something. I don't know. This is unusual because Oregon, Michigan, and Penn State are all very, very good. And they're right there with Ohio State, and we only get 1 out of 4. So that is an advantageous kind of a schedule, and I think it's just building. I think there's a lot of hope and a lot of momentum for the Fighting Illini to be very good. Now, again, you got to stay healthy, right? You got to have your guys, and you got to be able to win those close ones because they're going to be close games. I don't think the margin between football A and B, there's just not much difference. There's so many good football teams now. So I think Western Illinois, you should win. That should not be close. And then at Duke, I think it's going to be competitive and tough and on the road and all that. And I think, you just, if you have your headgear on tight and know what you're doing with Western Michigan, we're better than they are.
Yes.
And I think at Indiana is going to be tough. I think that's a coin flip game.
And it's sold out in Bloomington.
Whatever. I win. Google me. That's their coach.
That's right.
And then the USC game coming in, they're the Trojans. They got the #1 recruiting class in America. Are they good this year? They'll be good. So you can't.
And that's the homecoming game.
How dare you even think, USC, we got, you have to play great. And then it's at Purdue, and you're going to be better than Purdue. I know that, but we barely beat them here last year, being 20-some point favorite.
Yeah.
Every game is that way.
That's right. We're just starting with those leathernecks.
The leathernecks are the only game on my schedule, friends.
That's right.
That's all I got. The news is next. We'll be back to our final clip of the day. Stand by. We're glad you're listening on this beautiful Wednesday morning. This is August 6th. Mm-hmm. And a lot of schools are starting here in the coming days and weeks.
Right. Back to
starting
school
sooner.
time.
And they're out earlier, which is worth it.
That's right.
If you got air conditioning, I guess it doesn't matter. 8:29. Be right back.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World Command Center.
Paul, we have extreme heat warning. Summer 2025 is a hot one in Champaign-Urbana.
That's trouble for garage refrigerators.
One just went down in Rantoul. They need delivery right away, Paul.
Put them on for tomorrow. What's going on down here in Fisher?
It's a window air conditioner going out.
Can't have that. Good thing we deliver and install window ACs. We have plenty in stock.
Garage freezer NB man. Customer wants a technician out right away. She's afraid her beef is thawing.
Hate it when that happens. We have a tech in the area. Send Nate right over.
Copy that.
Team, it's like we talk about. At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, we know what hot weather can do to home appliances. More importantly, we're always ready for the heat with fast, friendly repair service and delivery, plus the largest selection of appliances in Champaign-Urbana.
Paul, customer in Muhammad, needs a portable dehumidifier ASAP. Says his tools are rusting out from the humidity.
That can happen. We have dehumidifiers for pickup or fast delivery. Remember, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you get the whole store.
Wow!
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
News. I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump threatens a federal takeover of Washington, D.C. after the latest crime victim, a former DOJ staffer, badly beaten by a gang after he stepped in to help a woman under attack. And the president says the FBI may have to help round up Texas Democrats who fled rather than face the special session vote over new congressional maps favoring the majority GOP.
Way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state.
With flood relief also at stake, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick tells Fox.
Are you actually in the House going to stay out so that the bills on flooding fail? Is that what the Democrats are going to do in Texas? Shame on them if that's what they do.
Quite a Kremlin photo. A smiling Russian President Putin shaking hands with Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff for frank talks on severe U.S. penalties if Russia doesn't reach a peace deal with Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Texas Democrats ready to stay in Illinois as long as it takes to fight their fight against GOP redistricting efforts. A group of Texas Democratic lawmakers and Illinois Democratic Congresswoman Robin Kelly said what is going on in Texas affects the whole country. People allergic to gluten often have a tough decision to make when looking for a restaurant, but a new law in Illinois aims to make it easier for people with celiac disease to dine out and enjoy multiple menu options. Lawmakers say celiac disease affects about 1 in 100 people worldwide. Illinois State Fair expanding tram service. 2 trams will run daily on a dedicated route throughout the 11 days of the fair. Tram riders are free for all fairgoers and handicapped services available. This year's State Fair kicks off tomorrow. It'll run through August 17th in Springfield. Again, the Illinois State Fair expanding their tram services. The fair has 11 days and the trams run each day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Check your weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Quiet spell continues on with a slow day-to-day climb on temperatures for the rest of the work week. Late in the weekend, early next week, next best opportunity to generate some meaningful shower and thunderstorm activity across the area. In the meantime, a little patchy fog around here for the early morning hour. Then a sunny to partly cloudy, delightful day's worth of weather. Humidity in check. Seasonal highs at 85 on just the slightest of an east-southeasterly wind. Overnight overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little more humidity working in for the afternoon as winds turn light southeast to south at a high at about 87. Clear and 67 tomorrow night. Friday, hot and humid sunshine, the high around 90, up to 92, and a hot and humid Saturday, 91 on Sunday, maybe a thunderstorm late in the day, then better than even odds. A couple of clusters of showers and thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday. Daytime temperatures there into the upper 80s. Slightly drier air middle part of next week with highs again in the 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Looking for a roof you could count on? Call Freedom Roofing. Locally owned and proudly serving Central Illinois. Whether it's residential or commercial roofing or even siding, Freedom Roofing gets the job done right. With over 280 5-star Google reviews, you know you're working with a team you can trust. Quality work, honest prices, and service that stands tall, just like the flag we fly. Visit freedomchampaign.com today. Freedom Roofing, built on integrity, powered by pride.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians. I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
Of the show, if I can get my microphone on. It's all there. 8:35, ESPN 93.5. Oh, okay, so we were touching on the maps and gerrymandering, which is a term that has been around for hundreds of years. Of what people have done for a long time is to draw the districts every 10 years or so after a census to favor the party in power. So in Illinois, it's Democrats, so they draw the maps. There are 17 Congress people, only 3 are Republican. And that doesn't match up with the 44% of the vote the president got from Illinois. He got 44% actually this last vote in 2024. Johnny has done some math.
Well, that's a little bit different. That would be a way, to me, what you just referenced, a more of a geographical split instead of a demographic split. I think you would get a different kind of electoral split. But what we do in almost every state except Maine and Nebraska is the popular vote winner gets every electoral vote of that state. Yep. That's what 48 states decide to do, and that's what the states get to do.
Yeah.
And
winner take all.
When you talk about that, the electoral vote, what was 312 to 2? What was it, Diane?
312 to 230. Something.
Yeah.
270.
277.
So that was the landslide, right? But not really. So you have Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin, Nevada, North Carolina. Those are your swing states. That was
Michigan a swing?
Michigan's absolutely a swing state.
Yeah.
And he smoked Kamala by 80,000 votes out of 6 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
Total?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
So the total swing state vote was 31.5 million votes in all the swing states.
Yeah.
Trump won them all together by 761,000
Wow.
votes, which is 2%. So it was 16,100,000 to 15,400,000. And that's where, okay, now we don't have open borders. Now the guys aren't really supposed to play on the girls' team. Now we are trying to make fairer deals, and all that goes away with 2%.
Isn't that amazing? So I think...
And it's not the landslide. I don't like hearing this. We got it.
No.
Look at the polls. It's 60-40. 60-40, that's 20%.
I think this...
We won by 2.
The intent of that is to feel like you can drive everything you want home and say, I won by a landslide. I got 312 elections.
No, well, every state ended up coming out in Trump's favor.
Yeah.
We've did agree that if that happened, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Every state in their own way
Right.
agreed to it. So we followed what we agreed to. But my whole point in bringing it up is that's why you ask, why are they doubling down on these policy issues that poll so unfavorably, supposedly 80% to 20.
Right.
Well, because they're only 2% away from winning.
Now, which if you think about it, you couldn't have had, in my opinion, a worse person than Joe Biden running the country. And he was addled. He had other people running the country. Then you put Kamala in, who was not impressive for 107 days, and you're telling me you only win by 2%.
And that almost anyone else you could imagine if Joe hadn't run, almost anybody else probably would have won.
So if you'd have gotten the Pennsylvania governor, would he?
Yes, I think that would. Even if he was vice president, it could have made a difference.
Wow.
Because of that margin.
Because you're going to win Pennsylvania.
Maybe, but the point is, it's not a landslide when you think of, we creamed the progressives, we're stumping them out. No, we didn't.
They want the mandate term. They want to say, I'm going to do this because I have a mandate.
They're still talking socialism. They even got a guy that wants to seize control of production, which means the government will decide what's manufactured and make sure that Walmart stores are full, like the USSR, of which the Walmart stores were empty. And that's why they just ended up going to the streets. There wasn't any way to survive. And that was the end of the Soviet Union.
So you're telling me don't rest on the laurels and feel confident you're going to win all the elections.
You can savor a victory and now now you're in control and do whatever you can. But don't walk around, at least if you want to say it was a landslide because you won 312, fine. But don't think you just completely wiped out the progressive movement.
This is Purdue, Illinois last year.
These numbers,
this is close.
Yeah, and these numbers explain why the progressives haven't changed.
Yeah.
They're saying their messaging's wrong.
Yeah,
it's not their messaging; it's their message. It's their policies we don't like.
But do you believe that the country is truly those numbers, or is there cheating in large swaths going on?
I've said that the fraud has been a big factor in elections for my entire life.
And you say both.
Yeah. Well, I think the Democrats have a leg up by far. I think the way, as easy as it is to commit election fraud, the way I see it, both sides are going to do it. It's just too easy. And it is easy. And we need to do something about it. And then we can live with the results if we agree. If we can be sure we're doing what we've agreed to do instead of saying we're doing this but doing that. I think we'll get along a lot better because we're going to say, I think people can believe the Democrats lost on some of the policy issues.
I just have a really hard time thinking that half of my fellow countrymen is for sex changes.
They aren't.
They're not.
They aren't. That's not how people vote. They vote for a party. And they vote in general for a philosophy.
Right. And what I was hearing when I recently listened to a 20-minute interview about Zoran Mondami, and he's, in the news again about running for New York, is that he's getting support from the young people. And they are going door to door, and they are excited about campaigning.
But all due respect, I don't think the young people understand what he's proposing.
Yeah, but they like the energy. He seems positive.
Yes.
Certainly things aren't perfect.
Right.
We can make it better.
That's right.
I don't know anything about
promises we can be better than where we're at. Are you happy with the groceries? Are you happy with? You know what I mean?
But if you're 22 and you don't know anything of what socialism, Marxism, communism, if you haven't been educated, then you have no clue.
No. Well, that's true. There's no history showing what those systems that have been tried have done, and it won't change when you. And he said, seize control of production. If you study that, go find out what that means. That means there's no private business that can go start making a cheaper product because the government-sponsored one can't make it right. You can't do it. That's against No, this is, we'll work on the quality. Meanwhile, suck it up. But you're not starting a business to compete because you don't own any property.
Agreed, Johnny, but you're not walking door to door and getting people excited about going out to vote in the New York election with this kind of pitch.
He's got charisma.
Contrary.
He's got charisma,
That's
but
right.
You're walking door to door and not very intelligent about what you're pitching.
I know.
But they're doing it.
I think Diane's point is that you're saying
we got to watch it with the young people.
Well, not just the young people. Our voting mentality in a lot of cases is much more like who's going to be prom queen. Who's going to be Miss America?
Yeah.
Oh, I just love that.
Yeah.
And she wants to seize control of production. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you see the dress she had on?
No, I know. He's so nice.
Yeah,
and the interviewer didn't ask this supporter of Mondami about are people getting paid to canvass that area?
Oh, sure.
And
they're volunteers.
I think a lot of the young are not getting paid. I think that's more in the protest category. Where you get the instigators getting
it's like
excited.
The ladies you shared a cab with in Washington going to protest. They didn't know what they were protesting.
Well, that was a case that they got a free trip to Washington, and they said that we won't know what we're protesting
till
until
we
we
get
get there. And then they gave them the signs, and they just didn't do anything. They just stood there with their signs to kind of like an extra on a
Got
movie.
a lot of money. Got a lot of money to do it. 217-359-2255. Fisher National Bank text line. You want to comment? Be right back.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
It's the Urbana Park District's second annual Central Illinois Bat Fest, happening Saturday, September 6th. Join them at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4:30 p.m. for a free family-friendly afternoon all about one of nature's most fascinating creatures, bats. They have hands-on kid activities, live expert talks, exhibitor tables, and yes, food trucks to keep you fueled. Questions? Call 217-384-4062 or visit urbanaparks.org.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Hi, this is Pam Moore with Philo Exchange Bank. Whether you want to do your banking online or you prefer face-to-face interaction with our friendly staff, Philo Exchange Bank delivers banking that helps you reach your personal or business goals. To us, you're not just another face, you're a part of our family. Visit us at any one of our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands, and we'll be here to help.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Okay, there has been pushes and even a push now to go just popular vote, Johnny.
National popular vote, that's who wins the presidency. And then at least if we won't have to worry about it. Like you said, it's going to be a Democrat in Illinois. It's a Democrat. If you do that, it's going to be California. Illinois will have a say because of Chicago and New York. That's it. And you're going to see California with 38 million people vote 41 million for the Democrat. I mean, it's absolutely the worst idea possible. It's completely taking any voice whatsoever from at least 40 states. There'd be 10 states that'll swing the whole election.
You never visit any other
no
state.
One will. You'll never. You won't even know who's winning that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They're kind of fighting in California over two of them, but you won't know. You'll be out. it's already like
so
that.
it's awarding all the electoral votes to whichever presidential ticket wins the overall popular
national
vote.
Right.
Yeah, a national vote go to Democrats every time.
There are states that have said in our state, if you voted for Trump popular vote, then all the electoral votes in this state go to Trump. But what they're saying is unless the whole national popular vote, like Hillary won the national popular vote, then the Trump vote switches to Hillary electoral votes. That's what they're wanting to do because they want to.
Well, they'll win most of the time.
They want
Trump had more votes this time.
Majority rule, which is chaos,
not representative,
utter mob rule. And when I say mob rule, I'm thinking more of the avenues for fraud, and then the incentives for some states just to absolutely load the wagon in terms of voter harvesting and get 102% of the registered voters and vote 2 weeks after to just keep piling on votes because that can swing the whole election.
All right, 8:49.
Terrible idea.
We got just a minute or two left. Be right back.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
Your number one sports bar and grill is Pia's. Head to 1609 West Springfield Avenue to watch all your favorite sports teams play on the big screen TVs as you enjoy great drink specials and the famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger. With the slot machines, darts, video, golf, and outdoor beer garden, meet your friends at Pia's. Since 1975, open mornings at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. See you at Pia's.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
You getting factored into the equation come Friday into the weekend, but better than usual opportunities to generate a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late in the weekend, early next week as well. For the day today, sunny to partly cloudy skies, a little patchy ground fog around here for the next couple of hours. Afternoon temperatures right on target for the time of year at 85 and just the slightest of a northeast to east wind flopping around into the southeast. Overnight lows tonight with a fair sky down to about 66 for the day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, turning a bit more humid in the afternoon as winds turn light southerly and a high at about 87. Upper 60s tomorrow night and a hot and more humid sun-filled Friday. The high at about 90, 92 on Saturday. Could be a thunderstorm late Sunday at 91. Then better than even odds for a couple of showers and thunderstorms next Monday and Tuesday. Still humid with daytime temperatures into the upper 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yes, it was noted. Nick had texted in that John Decker's company, Gray Television, has purchased WAND in Decatur, meaning I told John, you got to come to the market now. You're going to be on channels 15.
We need to get him, well, and also Radio Free Philo.
That's exactly right.
He'll come into the
right.
shop. We got coffee.
It's just, we have coffee. Johnny put a coffee bar in, so it's good news. So his schedule, him coming to Champaign, that'd be tricky. Unless the Rolling Stones are playing here.
Well, unless Trump came in. Clinton came by.
There you go.
Ford came by.
There you go. Jimmy Carter came by. Not when president, though. So who was here as president? Bill Clinton, Gerald Ford. Was Gerald Ford here as president?
Yeah, I think so.
He? Yeah. He went to Centennial.
Yeah.
But anybody else in Champaign-Urbana as president? I don't know. Think about that one.
Mo Udall came through Philo on campaign.
Well, we had
Abe Lincoln.
That was like in
spoke in Tolona.
1968.
1976, I think it was 76. We had a big thing at the Assembly Hall, and
Wait,
it was
Abe Lincoln came to Tolona?
Yeah, did a 45-second speech.
Well, I think that was after he did an hour at Philo.
I think he probably had to use the restroom, actually, hop off the train. Or something.
Well, we will discuss all this more tomorrow. John Decker will be on at 7:30 to highlight the program. Johnny's got another day in Philo, so we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
Great.
All right, stand by.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you. Early Cubs on WGKC US 105.9. Early Cardinals on ESPN right here where you are now on ESPN 93.5. Don't forget Curtis Orchard, available $50. GoStevie.com. I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Have a great Wednesday. We're talking to John Reichert from A&R Mechanical. 100 years in our community. So many buildings in this town, like Memorial Stadium. Of course, the State Farm Center. Can you remember the reaction from the company getting that? Because that's a big one.
Oh, that was huge. If you just think about it a little bit, everything we put in is straight, pipe is straight. We're putting all that into a round building. And, it took a lot of know-how to make that project happen. It was one of the first projects we did using our new technologies. And the timing was just right. We were the right people for that project, and I think we did it successfully.
The legacy of A&R. John, I could almost say, what haven't you built? Up and down campus, the Siebel Center was fairly new for computer science.
Everybody was working as a team, and I think it came out very well.
A&R Mechanical has helped build Carl at the Fields expansion and other Carl projects in Provena and Sarah Bush Lincoln. The list goes on and on. Visit them at ar-mech.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning. Do you have your sewer line cleaned every year? Are you constantly getting roots or blockages? Why deal with that headache year after year? Call Land's Drain Cleaning today at 217-355-5512 to have our expert staff come out, clean your line. We give you a free camera inspection, show you what's wrong, where it's at, and then we can offer you a repair for that problem so you don't have to deal with it again. Land's Drain Cleaning. Why call anyone else?
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hey baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circus Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circus Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
With the new school year coming up quickly, it's time to start thinking about back-to-school physicals. Children going into kindergarten, 6th grade, and 9th grades are required to get a physical before going back to school. However, it's a good idea to take your child at any age once a year to their provider for an annual checkup before school starts. Christie Clinic pediatricians and family medicine providers are now scheduling